coming up, Emily Norris.
Wow. You know those things about birth that you think, no one told me that. I never knew that could happen, but apparently it happens like 1% of births. So I had my eyelids done. It's actually what Lindsay Lohan did.
I just need to ring Kris Jenner's surgeon and be like, listen, hun, can we have a chat?
Yeah.
Because I was stood up breastfeeding, my husband was like, I'm going to have number 2. And we didn't lock the door. And I'm stood there just boob out, everything. He's stood up wiping, right? And her face.
Welcome back to No Parental Guidance. We are thrilled to be sponsored by Jet2 Holidays. Honestly, they couldn't have picked a better time to step in when you're mid-February and knee-deep in school runs and laundry, and the only thing getting us through is the thought of a Jet2 holiday. Absolutely. So while we wait for the sun to actually show its face in the UK, let's dive into today's show. Hannah, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Louise.
You're looking fantastic.
Oh, so are you. I was thinking last night of like a parenting fail.
Yeah.
And it was, I've told you this in the past, where when Bradley was born, I was back to work presenting 6 weeks after I gave birth.
Crikey.
Got this phone call to say I had to be up in Scotland. So like bombed up the motorway through Bradley to my mother-in-law and was like, oh, driving to get there. This guy, one of the like producers at the event, said, and he was asking me about having babies and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I got a really like little baby where it's like, I'm really unhinged, exhausted. I don't know what I'm doing, or my name, or my PIN number, who I am. And he's like, right, cool. So if you just want to sit here, I'm just going to, and all I heard him say was like, go to the toilet. And I thought, oh my God, I need the toilet. Maybe I've just weed myself a bit anyway, but like, you know, so I got up and followed him to the toilet. I was so tired. I followed him into the urinals.
Oh my God.
Like, and he stood there and started to get his out. And I was like,
you're like, you're being really inappropriate right now.
And he like turned around and looked at me as if like, what the are you doing? And I was like, oh God, sorry, is this the men's toilets?
Oh
and he was like, yeah. And then I thought,
oh babe, you're that tired.
He thinks that I maybe want to look at his something. I don't know. But I turned around and walked out. I was like, I'll just go to the ladies then. Walked out. I was like, I need sleep.
Oh, but that tiredness, it does crazy things.
But it's that fog. You know, like
it's that
6
fog.
week, people say like the 6 week mark after you've had a baby. It's
Absolutely.
like you get through the first 6 weeks, things do change a bit. And I just got up to that point where I was at the 6 weeks and I was like, that is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. And then he came out the toilet and he was like, did you find the ladies' loo? And I was like, yeah.
Oh God.
I was so embarrassed.
It is embarrassing. But you know what? I mean, we've all done it. I mean, I've not done that, but
sleep deprivation is horrific.
It's horrific.
It's like underrated.
And the audacity for partners to be like, I'm really tired. And
I'm tired.
You've been snoring all night.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut your face. What's your parenting fail?
So this is unbelievable, actually. So last night we were around the dinner table, all 5 of us, and we're about to go on a Jet2 holiday over half term, which is very exciting. And we're going to Lanzarote, which I'm really excited about.
Amazing.
And my son, my eldest, is taking Spanish GCSE. So he said, when we're there, I can speak Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Of course you can. And then my daughter, who is 6, says, I can speak Spanish. And I kid you not, we all turned to her and she's 6.
Yeah.
And I can't speak Spanish. But she just goes, a whole sentence of perfect Spanish.
Really?
And we're all like, are you a genius? Where on earth did you learn that?
What did she say?
She got it from the Goonies. Do you know there's that character Mouth who can speak Spanish, and in the beginning he's like translating. So then I was like, oh my God, what the hell has she said? So we had to watch the Goonies, and this is what she's saying. If you do a bad job, you'll be locked in here with cockroaches for 2 weeks without any food or water. So my daughter can say that in Spanish, and it's word for word. It's unbelievable.
My God.
I'm like, okay, you're watching way too much of the Goonies.
Yeah.
But also brilliant that you're interested in Spanish, but also please don't say that.
I remember when my mother-in-law said to me about, I mean, I shouldn't say this on podcast, but it's fine. She was like, Andy's ex could speak 8 languages. I was like, really? And I was like, well, because I remembered when I did my GCSE French exam and I had an Irish French teacher.
Yeah.
So she would be like, bonjour, je m'appelle Hannah. So I'd be like, bonjour, je m'appelle Hannah. But it was really confusing because she was speaking French in an Irish accent.
Yeah,
so my
really
whole
confusing.
class was ruined because it's like
That's brilliant.
terrible. But
That's
I was,
brilliant.
So when my mother-in-law was like, when I first met her, can you speak any languages? And it was like, bonjour. And I couldn't help it. Bonjour. I don't know, it's terrible. Can't do it.
Oh, we butchered the language.
Yeah.
We also have a win of the week.
Oh, love that.
Because thanks to Jet2 Holidays and their never-ending optimism, we have a listener win of the week to read out. And I love these wins of the week, actually. Yeah. Okay. My win is I told my 5-year-old that the 3 pieces of broccoli on her plate were me, Daddy, and her brother. Aww. And she could choose who she ate. She giggles in this really evil way and eats me every time. It does mean that she only eats 1 out of 3 and I get killed each time, but at least something green has entered her body.
Oh.
That is a win of the week. I mean, I think when a child just eats well, it is such a win.
Oh, yeah, you love it when you're like,
it's something green.
Especially, when you start weaning. It's like you spend ages doing these like ridiculous things where you could literally just buy a pouch from the supermarket. Yeah. But as we're all under so much pressure, it's like, I made it from scratch. And then you get the spoon to the mouth and here comes the big aeroplane. Yeah. And then you have to like, and you're like, God damn it, it's taken me ages to do that.
Or they put it in your mouth and then they go, and it just spits out like, no.
I used to get with Bradley, I'd get the Petit Fleur yogurts.
Petit Filou?
Petit Filou. Not Petit Fleur, innit? You know what I mean? Petit Filou and that. You know what I mean?
Petit Filou. I know you're not very good at French, but come on.
Bonjour. So I did Petit Filou, whatever you call it. So I'd get like...
Petit Filou.
Petit Filou. I'd get the yogurt, or I'd get like a curry that I'd made him that he wouldn't like, and put the yogurt on top, and then he'd be like, ooh, it's a yogurt. Oh, and then he'd go to eat it. But actually, I think that was a terrible thing to do because he went through a phase of being such a eater for years, and then with my second kid I didn't have time to be like feeding him. I remember he got to like 6 months, and when the health visit is like 6 months, they need to be on solids.
We put ourselves under so much pressure as mothers.
Yeah,
they need to be doing this, they need to be doing that, and you have to remind yourself we all get there.
Yeah,
but we are under so much pressure and scrutiny that it's almost like crippling sometimes to be like, I need to be like that person and that person. And actually, to be fair, I am wearing a tenor lady as we speak, so I don't have to take it all back.
Don't want to sneeze.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that just booked feeling, especially when you know you've secured your dream Jet2 holiday early and can spread the cost all the way to summer. Get that just booked feeling now with just a £60 deposit per person. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Package holidays you can trust.
Joining us today is a woman who has turned her mum tips and tricks into an art form. She started her YouTube channel back in 2014 just to save memories and help her sister with weaning tips. And now she's a digital powerhouse with over 850,000 subscribers. She's a Canadian-born mum of 3 boys who manages to make the chaos of parenting look like a breeze. Please welcome the incredible Emily Norris.
Wow,
Good morning.
So excited to have
an
you on.
intro.
Welcome to No Parental Guidance.
Oh,
so happy to have
you
you
so
here.
much for having me.
We're going to go straight in because your online presence is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Are you really that perfect?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, I always think if I had vlogged with my first, it would have been so different. I started vlogging when I had my third, really. So I felt like this seasoned mum who actually had some tips. I was like, guys, this is what's worked. This is what hasn't worked so far. So I felt like I looked really organised. But actually, I'd been through the,
hell.
Yes.
Yeah,
then like the learning of like, okay, now I'm in a routine. Now I'm in my schedule. Now I know what's going on.
So how old are your boys now?
So now, it sounds crazy, they're 15, 12 and 9. Wow. So I'm in this weird kind of like middle bit of parenting.
Yeah.
Where they still need you, but you're not like in the trenches, and you're almost like you're not watching on the sidelines either. It's like it's a weird sort of part.
I know what you mean. Like my eldest is 13 and I'm really feeling this shift at the moment. Like we've just given him his own bedroom before he shared with his younger brother, and just giving him this room. it's like he's grown up even more, and he's in his room, he's tucking himself away a bit more. He wants a bit more privacy. And I'm like, come downstairs and chat with me. And he's like, I mean,
It's such a shift when they start senior school, though, isn't it? And,
Yeah.
and so your eldest is 13.
Yeah.
And from 13 to 15, it's been such a jump as well. Like,
In
what way?
He's an actual man now. It's weird.
Is he, like, deep voice?
Yeah. And like the size of him, he's so much bigger than me.
Is he?
And, he walks into the kitchen, and I've had moments with the, like, there's an intruder
Oh my
in the
God.
house. And then it's like, oh no, it's my son. Like, it's the weirdest thing. It's like another man in the house. And yeah, I think that's been hard. Like, he's grown physically. He grew 8 inches in 6 months.
wow.
Like, those are the growth
Jesus.
spurts. Like, it's just,
Wow.
and they're eating everything.
Oh my God, the food is insane.
It's crazy.
Does
Yeah.
he? Does he wash regularly?
Yes, yeah,
He does.
yeah. They're quite hygienic. Yeah. So yeah,
We'd like
Mine's
to
not
think so.
there
'Cause
yet.
do you remember?
I'm reminding to shower.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
teenage-
stink.
yeah. I mean, they can't really be
He
bothered.
stinks.
I've tried to introduce like skincare, but
Yeah.
that's like you got to keep it really simple.
Yeah.
But then I remember at school, boys used to smell of that like eggy BO, and it's hormones, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like that egg smell, and they'd like waft past you, and their clothes, they'd wear the same jumper 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
But actually, when you get to
Yeah.
puberty, it's like you need to keep like
Yeah.
washing, then they just
Yeah.
Yeah,
stink.
he does. My son does stink. And I'm like, I'm the only one that's going to tell you. Like, let me tell you instead of like, I don't know, a girl at school making fun of
Yeah.
you. I'd
Getting
rather it came from me.
teased.
But he's just not bothered at the moment. I think when I don't know, maybe.
Oh well, no, I think that is coming because
Yeah.
now, like, he's got weights and he's thinking about the gym. And
Does
you
he
know,
have a
like,
girlfriend or
no,
boyfriend?
there's no, not that I know of, anyway.
I just want our household to be a place where it's not taboo.
Yeah, no, we're very much the same. And like, we have conversations about, like sextortion and all the things
yes.
online, which is really scary.
Sextortion is a thing, and it
Yes.
happens more than we know it, and it happens to boys.
Yes.
Because they get sextortion is when
Yeah,
a girl, it's a scammer. It's probably it's a man somewhere and pretending that they're a woman.
Like a teenage girl. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
and
my
they're
God,
sending
really?
naked
Yeah.
pictures of themselves, and
They
they
say,
say
"I'll
send
send
one
one."
back. So this boy will send one back, thinking that he's going to get something back, and then they try and sell it, and they bribe this boy for money, and it can get really, really awful.
You draw back to, well, that never happened
yeah,
in my
because
day.
we didn't have it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a photo phone. Like, there wasn't even a camera on my phone. I had like the old Nokia thing.
Yeah.
So we had those
3210, playing
conversations.
Snake on it in your bedroom.
All I had was
What are you
Snake.
doing? I'm well busy.
Snake.
Playing Snake,
Love
Anna.
that. Snake.
It.
So
Yeah.
busy without
Yeah.
my Tamagotchi. I haven't got time for social.
I never got into the Tamagotchi.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, Louise.
know.
I'm going to get you some tea and toast and
Stop it.
Tamagotchi.
Stop it. I cannot believe I missed out on the tea and toast. Even Emily's had tea and toast.
Oh,
You said
it's
it was
so
elite, didn't you?
good. It was. I said it was iconic. It was a real reward.
Speaking of which, you broke your tailbone
yes. What?
during labour.
Yeah, crazy.
I
I know. There's things about birth and you think, no one told me that. But that, I was like, I never knew that could happen. But apparently it happens like 1% of births.
How did that
And,
happen?
Well, there was a few things which I think I had very fast births.
Right.
So my first son, it doesn't sound fast, but it was 7 hours from start to finish. But that is quite quick for a first. And then my second was half of that. And then my third I actually had at home on the living room floor.
I watched your video
in
this
40
morning.
minutes. Did you?
I
Oh,
did.
God. That's just made me feel embarrassed for some
No,
reason.
it
but-
was beautiful. I watched it with my
but
daughter at
very
5:30 this
quick.
morning.
Oh my gosh, amazing! Yeah, but I think the speed of it. But also, I was laying flat on my back. Like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
And apparently that's actually not the best way to give
No.
birth. And I've got tilted pelvis. It was like a perfect storm for like that to happen. But I was in loads of pain after giving birth, and I thought, I don't know why I'm in pain back there. But they did an X-ray, and they were like, it's fractured, and there's not much we can do about it. But it hurts even now.
Oh my God.
I know. So if I sit on a hard chair for a while, I say to Fraser, who's 15, I'm like, this is your fault that
Wow.
I'm in
Do you think it's
pain."
because you were on your back?
I think so. Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. And with the second and the third, I was stood up or
Yeah,
on all
of
fours.
course, yeah.
And I didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
And actually that was the one job I said to Matt when I went into labour with the second. I was like, just don't let me give birth on my back. And at one point they were like sort of, you know, they just do a check and he immediately like then flipped me over onto all fours so that I could give birth, because he was just like, I just knew I'd never live it down if I let that happen again, kind of thing. But yeah, it was awful, really.
Yeah.
It's funny that positions, obviously talking about birth here,
Yeah.
nothing sexual, but like for me naturally was like leaning with my arms over the top of the bed.
Yeah.
I remember my husband being like, oh my God, you look like Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, you, Andy, like I'm literally about to be severed. Like, why would you say that? But do you know when you're in that much pain?
Yeah, you really do go like animalistic,
yeah.
like the noises and
Yeah.
the, like all of it.
mooing.
You really,
Yeah. It's like, it's the equivalent, they say, or some people say, to like breaking 7 bones at once. But
Yeah.
and then there's you just like, yeah, and I broke my tailbone as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
so
yeah.
Make it 8.
Do you remember the feeling? The head comes out and then they move, don't they?
Yeah.
They twist.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is going
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
What's happening? And they're like, the baby's moving, the baby knows what it's doing, and then next push, you'll be out. But that movement of the head when it's out is
Yeah.
so peculiar.
And you know when they
Yeah.
say, oh, do you want to touch and feel the
Yeah,
baby's
yeah.
head?
That does help, don't you
And
think?
the first time I remember being like, no. And then I was like, oh, go on then. And then you tap and feel and you're like, is that my on my hands? Like,
they must just know that works. Must
Yeah.
know that makes
Yeah.
you find something.
you just get that extra boost,
that
don't
you
you?
need.
Any parenting fails?
Yes. I think the most embarrassing moment I ever had as a parent was I'd given birth to my second son. He was like 3 weeks old, and we were like, we're going to venture out to the shopping centre, and I needed to breastfeed him. And I know you shouldn't breastfeed in a disabled toilet, but you know, you just need some privacy. And I was like desperate.
yeah.
So we nipped into a disabled toilet, me, my husband, the baby, but he was my second. So I stood up breastfeeding him. So because I was stood up breastfeeding, my husband was like, I'm going to use the toilet. So he was like, okay, I'll just have a number 2 while you're doing that. So I was like, fine, whatever. Like, we've been together however long, and we didn't lock the door. So this little old lady opens the door, and I'm stood there just boob out, everything, breastfeeding a small baby. He isn't actually sat on the toilet. He's stood up wiping, right? And her face was just like, she just closed the door and backed away. But the worst bit was when we walked back out, she was waiting and she was not impressed. Like, she wasn't like, oh, you know, don't worry. Like, she was just visibly like angry.
Because she's thinking it stinks in there.
And she's seen that. Oh, it was the most embarrassing thing ever. Yeah.
It's just a classic of a woman breastfeeding or doing something helpful, and the dad just taking a
Yeah.
I could just imagine your face being like this. Oh,
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah. The poor baby.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
brilliant.
what, like, how would you describe, like, because you look so pristine.
No.
So it's like, and you know, your Instagram, your social media, everything is just like on another level.
think? Oh,
so I'm
God.
thinking, how is it on a morning do you shouting like, get you out your bed now, you got school? You know, how do you navigate that with like everything looks pristine and clean? Like,
Well, to be honest, I've always been really obsessed with routines and structure and that kind of thing. But I think it is more for me than the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in quite like a shouty household, and I think I wanted to be like this calm, secure, organized space. So I try, but obviously, we'll
Do
have
you
our
shout at your
moments.
kids every now and then?
Well, I don't know. I'm more of a like lock myself in the bathroom, count to 10 person than
I go in there and
freak
count
out.
for 2 days, to be honest.
I'm like,
Come and get me out of here.
sometimes if I'm really losing it, I'm like, okay, I need to take myself out of this situation. But that scares the kids more than anything.
Yeah.
And if you walk away and you're like,
Yes. Do you know what?
then
You're
they're like,
so right.
we've
You're so
broken
right.
mum.
Yeah. I've done that a couple of times where I've literally like opened up the front door and sat on the doorstep and just shut the front door. And then they know that I'm there and they're like looking through the glass window like, are you all
Yeah, they're
right?
like,
And I'm like,
I want a snack.
I just need
Yeah.
some time.
A minute.
To just sometimes
yeah.
I just get in the car and drive around or scream.
Yeah, do you know what? That's
Listen to
such a
really
good
loud
hack
music. Yeah,
as
it's
a parent.
brilliant. Yeah.
Like, even when I had 3 boys under the age of 5, sometimes I just think, I'm just going to put them all in the car.
Yeah,
You know, like when one won't
Strap
nap
them in.
and one won't. You put them all in the car, and then like the one that needed a nap falls asleep, and you can get a coffee from the drive-through. And like, I was like, sometimes I would just stick
I meant
them all
in the car by myself. And scream.
The kids at home. Yeah.
And swear at like everyone and everything. To me taking the kids.
So how would you say your upbringing reflects on how you are as a mother now?
I think it's funny that when you become a parent, it really makes you look at your upbringing, doesn't it? And you think, okay, I like that. I don't want that. Like, I'll take that. But it was my mum actually was a teen mum. So she had my sister at 17 and then she had me when she was 20. Can you imagine?
Wow.
I've got a 15-year-old and I think in 2 years, like he can barely look after himself, like let alone.
Yeah.
So it was such a different experience because we're almost like sisters, all, like, all sort of growing up together.
Yeah.
And my dad wasn't really involved. He was like a big drinker. So there was like, I think I came from like a chaotic, shouty. You never really knew, like say if my dad did come over, it might be like, is he going to be, what's the mood going to be? Like it was all very unpredictable, I guess. So for my boys, I was like, okay, I want to know like what's going on. Them just feel super secure. And actually, I've married a man who is like so reliable, so secure,
And how did you meet your partner?
Well, we actually met. I was 22, but I actually used to waitress in a restaurant and he used to come in every Sunday with his family.
Yeah.
And we'd always like see each other like as teens. So yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
And how did you
I
start
think
talking?
he,
Was it like mobile
manifested.
number on the napkin?
Well,
kind of
I
thing?
was working in the Toby Carvery when he came in.
Oh,
Love it,
Toby
Toby
Carvery.
Yeah, so good.
Love it.
Yeah, gravy everywhere. And but I didn't actually meet him until I was 22 in a nightclub. And he was like, "You're the Toby Carvery girl." I was like, "Yeah." Like, I was thinking, I don't want to be known as this. But then we just got chatting. And I feel lucky that I met him quite young and that, he was like the right guy and it all sort of worked. I still have friends, still looking so I do feel lucky in that respect.
And how did he propose?
We're actually in Venice.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
I know.
What a beautiful place.
Boy,
to
did
propose.
good.
You did.
Yeah.
But I actually booked the trip, so I wasn't expecting it. And I didn't know, but he had a ring in his pocket for the whole trip. He was like waiting for the right moment.
Oh.
And this one point, we're in this tower in Venice, and I literally elbowed him. I went, "This would be a nice place to propose." And apparently he was gonna, but then I ruined it.
Oh no!
You ruined your own proposal.
Yeah. And then on the last night, I actually thought he was going to break up with me. He doesn't really drink. He had half a bottle of wine. He was acting really strange, but it was obviously that he was just nervous because he was like the last night of the trip. He's like, "I've just got to do it."
Yeah.
So
There is
He
a
thought
lot
he was
of
going to
thing.
break up with you, but as she was
yeah. I
proposing.
literally was thinking it's all over. He's acting really weird, but yeah.
I remember when just before my husband proposed, I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I was like, "Do you need a poo, babe? Because you're acting a bit weird." And then when he proposed, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just asked you if you needed a before you proposed to me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
so
nice.
we've been together a long time, but obviously parenting, like, it challenges you in ways you don't even
What do
know
you
you're gonna
disagree
be
about
challenged.
most?
So I'm probably the softer parent in a way. Like he's more of the, like, I feel like he'll discipline them a bit more or be a bit more strict, I guess. Whereas I'll try and be a bit more, like, I still love the routine and structure, but I still want to have fun. And I don't know, like I let my son at Christmas get a pet snake.
Did you?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
But your eldest
But
one.
I kind of want to be that cool mum.
Yeah. We want to,
It was my youngest.
I am a cool mum.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not at all. But my youngest, that's all he really wanted for Christmas. So I sort of like twisted Matt's arm, like, can we get a snake? And then had to look into it. And it was like a whole thing.
Are they quite
So,
easy to look after?
They're easy. Yeah.
So that's actually not a bad shout.
Yeah.
Because my kids are desperate for a pet, and I
Get him a fish or something.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, a snake. Honestly, it's snakes and spiders. Like, how big's the snake?
It is quite big, actually. It's going to grow to 4 foot. So
okay. All
it's
right,
like,
no.
I couldn't deal with if my kids were like, could I get a snake or a spider?
Oh, no.
What if they get out the cage?
Can I
Yeah.
tell you?
I
There's my local pub. It's actually run by a friend of mine. She owns it, and they have a pet tarantula in the pub, like in a tank, and it's escaped.
Oh, don't.
Are you joking?
No, for real.
Oh.
And recently they had like a, come to the pub and I was like,
I'm
I'm
good. Yeah.
but I can handle snakes. Maybe not a 4 foot one.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
And so how do your kids? Are they fine with being on your videos on YouTube? And,
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny because I started so long ago, 12 years ago. I don't know if I was starting today, like if it would be different. I feel like now, a lot of people don't show their children or their faces, and I think, maybe I should have done that. Like, I don't know. It's weird. At the time, though, when I started, I had no followers. I had no one really watching. And I was just really documenting my life, which was them. So I did show them a lot. And, now that they're older, I think from the age of 10, if I was going to post on social media, like just a picture on Instagram, I'll say, are you happy? Is this okay? Yeah. But it's a tricky.
It's really tricky.
And
but I think if they're fine with it.
Yeah, well, to be honest, at the moment, it is like one of their biggest flexes. They're like, oh, my mum's a YouTuber, or, they seem to love it. But I do worry in the future, I think, will it be like a Brooklyn Beckham thing? No.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I mean,
that whole thing.
The whole situation with that, it just makes me think, oh my God, like obviously we don't know the ins and outs, we never know the ins and outs, but the thought, it really petrifies me that one day my son would turn around and be like, actually, my mum has ruined this, and my mum's embarrassed me, and obviously they're on like the world's platform, but the thought of my son ever turning around and saying, which naturally he will, because nobody's a perfect parent, I will do stuff that will irritate him as much as he does stuff that irritates me, but the thought of him wanting to kind of disassociate himself from me and the family one day really, really breaks my heart. But the memes of Victoria Beckham dancing is just going to be living forever.
But did you watch the Beckham documentary?
Yeah.
When she actually said when they lived in Madrid and he was very young and the media attention, she said, I always worry about how that affected Brooklyn.
Yes, she did say that.
She did say that.
Yeah.
Like the trauma of that. They couldn't go anywhere and the affair had just happened. It was a whole thing. So
I mean, they're so high profile.
Obviously, my boys. I always feel like with social media, as long as I'm just very fair and respectful, and like sometimes I get comments and saying you never show disciplining the kids, but I think you do have to have boundaries around what you will show, and,
of course,
and what you don't.
I mean, what anyone shows on social media is like a snippet of what actually really goes on. I do love that you are really open and honest, because you've had some, and I can never say it properly, blasphemy.
Oh yeah, I know, blephs. I just say blephs. Yes.
Which is
Yes.
What is it? Eyelid.
Cosmetic surgery.
What is it called? What is this?
It is like, so I had my eyelids done.
Yeah, and I watched your YouTube video, and the before and after is phenomenal. And I love that you're being really honest and open about it, because you do look phenomenal. And you must be happy with the results.
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased. And I think I wanted to share it because we're talking about my boys are getting older, and I feel like I can do a bit more for myself now.
Of course.
And over the past couple of years, I've really started to work out, look after myself, eat better, have that time. And then it was something I'd wanted done for a long time. And
what does it entail? Sorry, to anyone listening.
They actually, sounds gross. I watched so many videos on how they do it, but they cut out, I had really hooded eyes.
Mine ball bags at the minute.
Oh, no, yours are lovely and open.
What is this?
I had sort of crepey skin, and they cut it out, and then you have it's actually what Lindsay Lohan did. I saw her do
Did she?
It. Well, I think she did it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is something. I think lots of celebs have done it, and it's quite a simple procedure.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, should I share this? Should I not? But then I thought, I'm just going to share it.
Well, good for you, because a lot of people will say oh, I've never had this. I've never. But now it's
and then you see the befores, and
and you think you definitely don't look like you did 10 years ago now. And actually, there's so many things you can get done. I just need to ring Kris Jenner's surgeon and be like, listen, hun, can we have a chat?
Start saving.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I will never be able to afford anything. But tell me what you can do.
But I love that you talk about it, because there are lots of women out there around our age. How old are you?
42.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I got so many messages from people saying, oh, wow, I'm looking to have this done, or asking for the details of where I had it done. And I think for me, it's something I wanted, but then also I didn't need to be put out for it. It was, they just, sedate that part of your eyes, or what is it, freeze it.
Yeah.
So I liked that, because I don't know if I'd like the being put under. Now my mum, I'm so much more scared of.
Oh my God, I'm terrified of everything.
Or skiing.
I'm terrified of everything.
Escalators.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we were meant to go on a hot air balloon ride
recently,
and I was terrified. I was thinking of worst case scenarios, and then the day of the balloon ride, it got cancelled because of bad weather, and I was so happy.
Oh, you're I was relieved.
But it was because I was like, what about the kids? Nothing can happen to me.
Yeah. And it's the worry about if something happened to me, what would the kids be dressed as?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Their well-being, they'd be fed, but I'd be thinking my daughter's going to go to school looking like fucking Morticia Adams or something. And then like I had an operation in December and I had to be like put to sleep. It's endometriosis.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, so I had that surgery, and I was thinking, I've had it before, and I was like, oh God, if something actually happened to me, I'm a few years older. So I wrote a letter to each of my kids.
Oh, don't.
And then I wrote a letter to them, like a bit at the bottom to say, you know, if you're reading this on your wedding day.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
but you do
what
go
was
there,
I
don't you?
thinking that like if I died, I was convinced I was going to die and not wake up.
Oh,
Because I was thinking, you know, it's such a worry. You have so many different considerations. It's not about like, oh God, if that happened to me, but then you're like, oh my God, what if I didn't see them on the wedding day? Or what if I didn't see them? You know, Annabelle, she might do a wee in a potty and I might not see it. You know, I'm still waiting. But it's all those little things. It just changes the complete dimension.
Totally.
So obviously you had the same surgery to remove endometriosis and stuff. And then did you say you started your periods like really early as a young girl?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if it is, if that's the reason why I'm sort of going through perimenopause. I don't know if it is early.
How old were you when you got your period then?
Well, 11. I was still in primary school.
Yeah, that
I
is
do
young.
remember
right,
being
primary
in
school.
primary school.
Oh God, that's unfair,
I
isn't it?
know.
Yeah.
And like needing a bra, you know, like all of that. I remember it being like very embarrassing. But now I'm going through the and I always think, oh, is it because I started that early? Is that why this is happening early? But then I don't know. I think some of the research around perimenopause is like you can start 10 years, like symptoms 10
It's 10
years,
years, yeah.
before you go through menopause, and the average age is 47.
It's fun, isn't it?
So yeah, I'm loving your content on perimenopause so much because
I feel bad sometimes because I really like go to town on my husband. Like the other day, he was chewing. And I just wanted to kill him.
honestly, that it's so funny you say that
chewing.
because that sound of the chewing and the breathing.
The breathing.
The breathing.
chewing.
Hell, ladies.
Honestly, you just want to kill them.
The week before my period, it's really, really bad.
horrendous.
But why do
Yeah.
what is it about them chewing and sorry, can we just talk
I
about
just
what's the
can't.
signs for like perimenopause? So I need to look out if I want to kill
Well,
somebody
see, this is
when
what's
they
so
breathe.
hard. Is there's so many different symptoms.
Yeah.
So
Right.
my main symptom in perimenopause was just not coping anymore. Like not coping as I used to. So little things that would seem really easy would then not be easy. And actually with me, it coincided with when we moved house. So I was very much like, you know, like I think we're very good at like finding reasons why things are hard. Like I was like, oh, we've just moved on, I'm really stressed, or it's this. But actually my hormones were just going a bit crazy. I didn't really get the hot sweats or, you know, the typical things you're expecting. I just did not feel myself.
I think that's spot on. I didn't feel myself, but I was also going through, I used to get these hot flushes and you'd be sitting there feeling completely fine. And all of a sudden you get this wave of absolute, like you're in Bikram yoga or something, like it's just crazy. And you're so hot and you want to rip all your clothes off and you're embarrassed because you're like, I'm so sorry. It's so hot in here. And you're like, no, it's actually quite cold.
In the end, I went to a clinic that specializes in menopause. And I felt like they actually listened. They took some blood tests. Because I was like, I have zero libido, zero, you know, this. I've got no motivation, whereas I used to be super productive. And they did not that blood test is always the answer, but they did a blood test and they were like, your testosterone should be between like 1.2 and 1.4. And it was like it was like 0.8 or, you know, she was like, you do, like, no wonder you've got no libido. You're, you know,
Yeah,
you've
it's gone. It's left the building.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's so hard for your relationship, you know, if you've got
Oh my
a low
God,
libido,
it's
you
so
ain't doing
hard.
rudies or you're not interested, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
your partner's feeling like neglected and you're angry and you hate them breathing.
Yeah, honestly.
That's what I
So
mean.
not only have you lost your libido, you can't stand the sound of them breathing
or eating.
and you kind of feel a bit lost in yourself. So you're a bit like,
Right. So that's why
Yeah.
what is
David
going on?
And you started to put on weight. That was the thing. I
Yeah.
started to put on weight and I had no motivation and I was just
You
like,
just feel like then.
yeah, it did feel a bit like,
Because David Gandy called it the horny patch, the HRT
I
horny
don't-
patch. So that give you a bit
yeah.
of testosterone. And what were you doing? Like humping tables and stuff or what?
yeah, you
Is this
got
what
to
happens?
you got to get the balance right because I
Yeah.
think it can't go like that. Because I went back and then she did my bloods and she was like, "Oh, now it's a 2." She was like, "You need to have less than
What,
that."
with the
you know?
testosterone?
Yeah.
So that's
and I was
I-
like, "Oh, like,
but did it make a difference?
yes."
Okay, because I need
Yeah,
to get on the testosterone. That's the one I haven't got yet. I've got progesterone and estrogen.
Yes.
And a friend of mine went on testosterone, and she said that she went from having no libido to then being like a teenager boy.
Yes.
She's like, I'm a walking erection.
Yeah.
And
It
her
makes
husband's loving
such a difference. It
And
really
I was
Really?
like, give me some of that.
But then the estrogen made such a difference to the hating, the eating, and the breathing.
Yeah, I think
You
I
know,
need
like,
to up my dose
before-
with that then.
yeah.
Phone that clinic, Louise, and see what
But
they've
it's
got.
funny when you take a step back, you're like, he's just trying to eat and he's just trying to breathe.
Yeah, but
He's just trying to survive.
I want him
You
to do it
can't
in
in the
separate
moment. You're
room.
like, yeah.
But you know, you get those. It's almost like, you know, you see those videos and it's like ASMR, and you can really hear like the sound.
Yes.
And it's like
It's too much.
it's like that. It's like
Yes.
you're like, shut up.
It's so true.
I can't bear it.
I know.
And there's an actual word for it. It's actually a phobia. It's called misophonia, when you cannot stand the sound of chewing. Mm-hmm. So I think when you're perimenopausal, you definitely get that phobia.
So what do you two do? You know, when you're on a train and somebody's like, "Oh, I'll have a packet of crisps, please."
Well,
and
is it just the husband?
I think it's just the husband.
Oh, it's just okay. So it's fine if it was anyone else, just his
Isn't it?
partner.
Yeah, it's just the
It
husband.
really
My
is.
kids, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Even if they eat like
my
a
son
crunchy
ate
or something.
crisps, I think I'd be fine.
If you eat in front of me
poor
now,
Matt.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's just the husband.
Yeah. Don't you think that it's like you're stopping, you know, you're stopping your period, you're stopping being able to recreate. So you're like, you don't need him anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't need you anymore. So
That's enough
if you
of
want
him.
to like hang around, then stop chewing around me.
Yeah.
So this is going out around Valentine's Day. Do you have any plans? Like, what do you do with your husband to kind of keep things alive and
Well,
Spice it up.
Yeah.
spicy?
Now that you've got
we're
testosterone,
so-
you're
yeah,
well up for it.
yeah, we are so bad at dating. Like, I feel like sometimes I follow people and they're like, oh, we have a date night every week. We just don't. Like, I feel like 3 kids is a big ask for any babysitter, isn't it? And then we've got a dog and a
Yes, yeah.
snake now. Like, so, but we're not very good at dating, to be honest. That's not very exciting, is it?
So would you
But-
have like a nice meal in?
yeah, do you know what? We do that M&S dining for 2 a lot.
Love
yeah,
that. Pick a
that's
bit.
a
Nice, yeah.
Valentine's
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
And do you buy each other gifts for Valentine's Day or?
Do you know, we're so boring. We don't, even at Christmas, we just do stockings now because it's been it's become like, you know, all about the kids really. But we'll do like thoughtful little things in stockings and
Yeah.
stuff. But
And do you ever get to go away, just the 2 of you? Do you have like a family member that would watch the kids?
yeah,
and-
Matt's mum's really good. Every year on his birthday, she books it out and we go away for a night.
Oh, that's lovely.
So we
Oh,
do
that's really
that.
nice.
Yeah.
It's really important to have that time
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, and like we're lucky to have her because all my family are in Canada. It's really hard. Like it is
Yeah.
literally just all on her. But yeah, we do try. We'll sometimes go for like I quite like day dates sometimes. You know, now the kids are all at
I
school.
love a day
Yeah,
date.
that's-
I
yeah.
love a day date.
Yeah, because then you can get to bed at a reasonable hour still. So yeah, we're probably more likely to go for lunch or coffee or.
I feel like I've lost my evenings. What time does
'Cause they stay up later.
They stay up late. So
Yeah.
last night,
Yeah.
I went to bed the same time as my son, my eldest son. The
Hard.
children are just there
I know.
all the
I
time.
actually said to my boys the other night, I said, "You're going to have to tuck me to, soon. You have to tuck me in because at 10 o'clock they're not even that tired.
No.
like they don't even want to go to bed.
No.
Yeah,
They just want to eat
it
a
is-
loaf of bread and
Honestly,
chat about.
Yeah, they just wanna
start
eat-
making toast at
they
9
make
o'clock.
toast. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So I
It's
read,
everywhere.
They
I read
do.
something the other day about this because like our kids have just started to do it, and my middle child's on a growth hormone at the moment. So he is like. It's like he's been pumped with steroids.
Oh,
so he's such a placid, amazing little boy. But when he started on the growth hormone, he was like, "Arr!" and just hungry all the time. And I was like, this is what I remember my brother to be like when he was a teenager. And it gets to like 8 o'clock at night and they're both like, oh, I'm hungry now. Just as you're getting
Yeah.
ready to like go to bed.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't be hungry. You've just eaten like an adult portion of spaghetti bolognese, garlic bread and 4 desserts. You cannot be hungry.
Yeah.
But I know that my middle child probably is hungry because he's like growing quite quickly. But I read this thing the other day that said, your kids, when they start to say that they're hungry, it's actually like a coping mechanism of them thinking that it's you're not going to be with them. So they want to prolong that period a bit more. I don't know what's going on with my algorithm, but they're saying I'm hungry. But I noticed they don't eat all the toast. They'll eat a little bit, obviously leave the crust, which obviously I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to healthy eat this week. And then like,
Yeah.
right, put it in the
Toast.
bin when I'm not even hungry myself.
I googled how many calories does a teenage boy need, like an active teenage boy? 4,000.
No, it is. Are you kidding?
4,000 calories. I'm giving him 2,500. with probably all the meals
Yeah.
and whatever. And then he's reaching for the Nutella or like getting it from like a bad place. So I'm like, oh my God, we just need to feed him more
Wow,
and more.
4,000
That is
calories.
Yeah, because like, especially if they do
That
football.
makes sense because it's non-stop eating.
Yeah.
I'm like, as Hannah said, you've just eaten a whole chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're bigger portions than us. So,
yeah,
you know.
no, they eat more than I do. Emily, it's been amazing. What a delight to have you on.
Thank you so much.
So
for
nice
coming
to
on.
talk to you. And I hope your tailbone's all right.
Yeah, thank you. This is a nice chair,
Good.
so I'm fine.
Good. Thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button and leave us a 5-star review. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the updates, and please subscribe to our YouTube page. Thanks for listening to No Parental Guidance. See you next time.